Welcome to Medicalink. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Let's learn.
Hello friends, today we will talk about citric acid cycle. This cycle is also known as TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. Citric acid cycle is also known as TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. This cycle was named after Hans Krebs, who postulated the detailed cycle. So Hans Krebs was awarded Nobel Prize in 1953 for his contribution. Krebs cycle or TCA cycle is a series of enzyme catalyzed reactions occurring in the mitochondrial matrix. It occurs in mitochondrial matrix where acetyl coenzyme A is oxidized to form carbon dioxide and coenzymes are reduced, which generates ATP in electron transport chain. So Krebs cycle is series of enzyme catalyzed reaction which will occur in mitochondrial matrix. Here acetyl coenzyme A is completely oxidized to form carbon dioxide molecule and coenzymes are reduced, which will generate ATP in electron transport chain. Citric acid cycle is considered as amphibolic pathway as it has both catabolic and anabolic pathway. Remember, Krebs cycle doesn't start from pyruvic acid. So pyruvic acid is first converted into acetyl coenzyme A by link reaction. So the starting point of Krebs cycle is acetyl coenzyme A. So macromolecules like carbohydrate, proteins and fat will undergo metabolism to form acetyl coenzyme A. So carbohydrate will undergo glycolysis to form pyruvic acid, which will then go into link reaction to form acetyl coenzyme A. So from glycolysis, glucose will be converted into two molecules of pyruvic acid, and this pyruvic acid will go into link reaction to form acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A can also be formed by deamination of protein and beta oxidation of fats. So resultant product will be acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon compound. And this acetyl coenzyme A will go into Krebs cycle, where acetyl coenzyme A is completely oxidized to form 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. And this condition occurs in mitochondrial matrix. Only when there is aerobic condition, this cycle will form more of reduced coenzymes. They will form more of reduced coenzymes like NADH plus H plus and FADH2. So these are reduced coenzymes. So this cycle will form more of reduced coenzymes rather than direct energy. And this reduced coenzyme will go into electron transport chain to produce more of ATP. We should remember that Krebs cycle doesn't start with pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is first converted into acetyl coenzyme A by link reaction, which is also known as acetylation of pyruvic acid. So this reaction is known as acetylation of pyruvic acid. So this is a decarboxylation process where one molecule of carbon dioxide is removed. This process is also called as oxidation process or dehydrogenation process, where hydrogen will be given out, and this hydrogen will be taken by NAD plus and will be converted into NADH plus H plus, and coenzyme A will be introduced into the reaction. So the resultant compound will be acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon compound. So acetyl coenzyme A will now enter into Krebs cycle. So acetyl coenzyme A is a starting point of Krebs cycle. Now this acetyl coenzyme A will condense into citric acid, which is a 6 carbon compound, So acetyl coenzyme is 2 carbon compound. Here acetyl coenzyme A will borrow 4 carbon from oxaloacetic acid. Oxaloacetic acid is a 4 carbon compound, and oxaloacetic acid will donate 4 carbon to acetyl coenzyme A to form citric acid, which is 6 carbon compound. Therefore we can say that acetyl coenzyme A, which is 2 carbon compound, will condense with oxaloacetic acid, which is a 4 carbon compound, to give citric acid, which is a 6 carbon compound. In the presence of citrate synthase, here water molecule will be involved in the reaction, and during the process coenzyme A will be removed. So from acetyl coenzyme A, this coenzyme A will be removed to form citric acid. This citric acid, which is a 6 carbon compound, is a first stable product of cycle, so it is also called as citric cycle. Since citric acid has 3 carboxylic group, it is also known as TCA cycle. Now citric acid will convert into cis-acotinic acid in the presence of the enzyme acotinase, and ferrous form of ion is required in the reaction, and cis-acotinic acid will then get converted into isocitric acid in the presence of the enzyme acotinase in the presence of ferrous form of ion. So during this process there is neither carbon loss nor there is dehydrogenation. So isocitric acid is a 6 carbon compound because there is no decarboxylation or dehydrogenation occurring. Now this isocitric acid is then converted into alpha ketoglutaric acid, which is a 5 carbon compound. So during this process there is a loss of 1 carbon dioxide molecule. There is a loss of 1 molecule of carbon dioxide. This is an oxidation process, and there will be dehydrogenation where hydrogen will be removed, and this hydrogen will be taken up by NAD+ and will get converted into NADH H+ ion. So because there is loss of 1 carbon dioxide molecule, this 6 carbon compound will get converted into alpha ketoglutaric acid, which is a 5 carbon compound. Now alpha ketoglutaric acid, which is a 5 carbon compound, will again undergo dehydrogenation and decarboxylation by removing another molecule of carbon dioxide, and subsequently there will be removal of hydrogen, which will be taken up by NAD+ and will get converted into NADH plus H+, and there will be addition of coenzyme A. This coenzyme A was removed during the conversion of acetyl coenzyme A to citric acid. Now this coenzyme A will enter into this reaction to form succinyl coenzyme A. Therefore this is an oxidation process where alpha ketoglutaric acid is converted into succinyl coenzyme A by decarboxylation, where 1 molecule of carbon dioxide is removed and there will be dehydrogenation. So there will be removal of 1 hydrogen molecule, which will be taken up by NAD+ and will get converted into NADH and H+, and during the process there will be addition of coenzyme A. So this process will take place with the help of enzyme alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. And because there is removal of 1 carbon dioxide molecule, the resultant product, that is succinyl coenzyme A, will have 4 carbon. So we see here that during the formation of succinyl coenzyme A, it seems as though Krebs cycle is completed, as acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2 carbon compound, and both the carbons has been completely oxidized to give carbon dioxide molecules. So there will be 2 molecules of carbon dioxide released during these reactions. So both the carbon has been completely oxidized by giving 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. So we had seen that acetyl coenzyme A had borrowed 4 carbon from oxaloacetic acid, which has to be given back. Now all the compound formed thereafter will be 4 carbon compound, and there will be no decarboxylation taking place after these steps. So there will be no removal of carbon dioxide. So all these molecules will be 4 carbon compound. Now succinyl coenzyme A, once formed, will undergo substrate level phosphorylation in the presence of the enzyme succinate thiokinase. This process is an exothermic reaction, so the energy released during the process can be utilized to make 1 ATP. Since we don't get any phosphate group from succinyl coenzyme A, so there will be addition of inorganic phosphate. So ADP will bind with inorganic phosphate and will get converted into 1 molecule of ATP, and this ATP is formed directly, and the resultant compound will be 4 carbon compound succinate or succinic acid, and this process will take place by the removal of coenzyme A. So coenzyme A was added in this process to form succinyl coenzyme A. Now coenzyme A is removed to form succinic acid. So we see that this is the only step in Krebs cycle where direct ATP can be generated. So we call it as substrate level phosphorylation, and in this process coenzyme A will be removed to form succinic acid. This succinic acid is now converted into fumaric acid in the presence of the enzyme succinate dehydrogenase by undergoing dehydrogenation process, where hydrogen will be removed, and this time the hydrogen will be taken up by FAD and will get converted into FADH2. Fumaric acid is then converted into malic acid in the presence of the enzyme fumarase by the loss of 1 molecule of water. Malic acid is then converted back to oxaloacetic acid by undergoing dehydrogenation. Here again H plus will be removed, and this hydrogen will be taken up by NAD plus and will be converted into NADH plus H plus. So in this way the entire cycle will be repeated. During the entire process no oxygen was utilized, although Krebs cycle will take place only when there is oxygen in the cell, that is, it will take place in aerobic condition. But we see that there is no direct utilization of oxygen during the entire process of Krebs cycle. Now we will look at number of reduced coenzymes formed during the cycle. So reduced coenzymes are NADH plus, H plus and FADH2. So where are they being formed? There are total 3 NADH plus H plus being formed. Here we have to remember, whenever there is decarboxylation, then there will be dehydrogenation occurring as well, which is a oxidative process. So hydrogen will be removed. So this hydrogen will be taken up by NAD plus. So formation of NADH will be taking place during the conversion of isocitric acid to alpha ketoglutaric acid, and it will also take place during the conversion of alpha ketoglutaric acid to succinyl coenzyme A, and it will then take place during the conversion of malic acid to oxaloacetic acid. So this is 3 number. So there are total 3 NADH plus H plus being produced during the reaction, and number of FADH2 produced is 1. So it is produced during conversion of succinic acid to fumaric acid in the presence of the enzyme succinate dehydrogenase. So all these are dehydrogenation process or the oxidation process. And one ATP will be directly formed from substrate level phosphorylation. Now, how do you calculate the number of ATP generated? So in Krebs cycle, we saw that there are 3 NADH plus H plus produced. So this NADH will go into electron transport chain to form 3 ATP. So there are total 3 NADH formed, so there will be total 9 ATP. So 3 into 3, this will give you 9 ATP when it goes into electron transport chain. But some book says NADH will produce 2.5 ATP, but I have taken the rounded figure, that is 3 ATP. So there will be total 9 ATP produced by NADH in the Krebs cycle, and one FADH2 was synthesized. So this FADH2 will go into electron transport chain to form 2 ATP. One FADH2 when taken to electron transport chain will produce 2 ATP, and 1 ATP was formed directly from substrate level phosphorylation. In the Krebs cycle. So we get 9, 10, 11, 12. So we get 12 ATP. So 1 ton of Krebs cycle will form 12 ATP. That is exclusive of link reaction, because acetylation of pyruvic acid is not a part of Krebs cycle. So we had said in the beginning that Krebs cycle doesn't start from pyruvic acid. So pyruvic acid is first converted into acetyl coenzyme A by link reaction, also called as acetylation of pyruvic acid. So this acetylation of pyruvic acid is not included in Krebs cycle. So there will be total 12 ATP being formed. But if we consider pyruvic acid as well, then from one molecule of pyruvic acid we will get 3 ATP, because conversion of pyruvic acid to acetyl coenzyme A was a oxidation reaction where hydrogen is being removed by NAD, which is getting converted into NADH plus H plus. So this will give 3 ATP. So if we consider pyruvic acid as well, then from one molecule of pyruvic acid we will get 3 ATP. That is, total we get 12 ATP from Krebs cycle and 3 ATP from link reaction. So net ATP formed will be 15 ATP. If the question says per pyruvic acid molecule after complete oxidation, then it is 15 ATP. But if the question says number of ATP formed only for Krebs cycle or from acetyl coenzyme A, then it is 12 ATP. So from Krebs cycle we are getting 12 ATP. But if the question says from pyruvic acid, then it is 15 ATP. Now in glycolysis there was 8 ATP formed, and in glycolysis one molecule of glucose will form 2 molecule of pyruvic acid. Therefore, if one pyruvic acid gives 15 ATP, then 2 molecule of pyruvic acid will give 30 ATP. Therefore, after complete oxidation of one molecule of glucose, we will get 38 ATP. But when will we get this ATP? We will get this ATP when these reduced coenzymes like NADH and FADH2 are oxidized in inner membrane of the mitochondria. So we will get this ATP when these reduced coenzymes like NADH plus H plus and FADH2 are oxidized in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. So this process will be known as electron transport chain or oxidative phosphorylation. So this was all about Krebs cycle. I hope you have got the topic. Keep watching our videos and share it with your friends. Thank you.